Morning guys, headwind, but we got some pretty awesome news overnight. Awesome news. So stoked to share it with you. But sadly guys, sadly you are stuck with me today, at least initially. I was a little lazy this morning. Well, actually, so there were these Black Hawk helicopters last night, no lights and everything, up until sort of 1 a.m. doing these super cool, I have to admit, like covert little drops and things, like practice stuff. So as you can probably guess, the kids, no, let's be honest, me, was pretty stoked watching this. But hang on, yeah. All right, exciting news, I promised you that, didn't I? So, Sam Hill, Cooper Sayers, Zwift finalists. How good's that? How good's that? Massive shout to Dylan. I know he put in a huge amount of effort for it. How good would that be if they're teammates with Jay next year? That would be so funny. But what about this? What about today? Welcome to Kernell again, 2 weeks in a row. Aren't you lucky? I would like to do a video at some point just detailing some of the rides in Sydney. So that question we get all the time, like where should I ride? This Kernell ride is actually quite good. The problem is access to it. So for us, and I do not recommend this and I probably never will do it again, a lot of the time you got to go down Southern Cross Drive. Like for guys in the Shire and stuff, it's really good. Like here's some dudes here. They're just out and backing. It's nice and safe. All the rest of it. It has less traffic lights than so a Waterfall and back. Though Waterfall and back's that extra like 20 Ks. All right, my last bit of chat before I put my head back down. This is a permanent headwind. So we announced the signing of Aiden Buttigieg. You have to correct me down below, Aiden. Yeah, Aiden's joining the team for 2022. Awesome guy, Melbourne-based cyclist. He's come from a team called Cycle House. Big shouts to them, doing great things. Super stoked on him, good bloke. 0% dickhead. And yeah, weapon. See if we can get a wave. Morning, guys. Got a smile. Morning. No. No. Come on. Come on. We can do better than that. We can do better than that. All right. Look at what the cat dragged in. How good's the news?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Crazy.
So what do we know about it?
They have to go over to Spain. So Cooper and Sam will be going for their camp in Spain. And they should be getting, I think it was around early December.
Yeah.
And they're going face off. There's 5 of them, I think. Only one person wins, but it's like, even just to make the finals and to be able to go and do that is so especially this time of year with the world as it is, like,
yeah.
Well, how amazing.
Yeah.
I just,
like,
I really have to give a shout out to Dylan. I know, like, to have 3 guys really gunning for it and putting in a heap of work, and then as cool as it is to see the 2 of them make it, yeah, I can't help but, yeah, Dylan, shout out. He put so much work into it. So
you were talking to most of the guys throughout this process.
Yeah.
Like, what were you seeing along the way? Like, the numbers were there, or?
The numbers were incredible from all 3 of them.
Yeah.
And just the thing with Zwift Academy is they kind of outline what you have to do, but it's all a little bit murky. You're like, what day should I do it on? What are they actually looking for? Because you do the baseline rides, but it's like, are they looking at your peak 10-minute power, or is it your time up the climbs? It's sort of, even though they have an outline of how they select it, it's still sort of vague. So we're sort of working through exactly what they could do to put their best foot forward. And like, they do their baseline rides with their hard efforts and like, oh, did I have a bit more in me? Should I redo it? It was just a lot of mental and physical effort.
So what kind of questions were, like, what sort of feedback did?
Well, it wasn't just feedback, it was planning as well, because the guys, they were doing it properly. Like, they were completely, all of them completely adjusted their training to have a proper crack at it, because it's not like you can just get on the trainer once a week and think you're going to get to the Zwift Academy finals. So it was like, they had to structure the training to factor in the workouts that they had to do as part of Zwift Academy. But that's not enough. You can't just do the Zwift Academy workouts, and you have to do other sessions, and they wanted to be firing for all of those workouts. So essentially, it was like sometimes twice a week, it was like doing the most important 20-minute effort of your life. So it's like trying to plan the training so they have the absolute best legs twice per week over the course of a month. It's not some ad hoc thing you can just do on top of your training.
I even noticed, like with the guys, I know Dylan and Cooper were talking a lot together. Like there was a real sort of, it was strange, like on the team chat, it was like we were writing it as a team almost. So to have 3 of the guys on there, it's just so cool.
And it's kind of a credit to the guys because essentially they're competing against each other.
Yeah.
So it could have, on some of the teams that would have gotten nasty.
Yeah.
But they all handled it really well.
Yeah.
Helped each other.
I actually really wanted to mention this, and now he's here, it kind of makes a bit more sense. So, guys, the contact details for the coaching stuff is all below, but Mr. Coyle has a bit of an announcement to make in that regard.
I'm essentially a full-time cycling coach now. Yeah. So for those of you that don't know, maybe if you use Today's Plan, you might have heard from me in support. I've worked for Today's Plan for the last 3 years, but now I'm ramping that down. I'll be finished working there by the end of the year, and I'll be coaching full-time, which is really awesome. Yeah, business is picking up, helping a lot of people. So yeah, bit of an update, Coil update. Sam and Cooper won't be able to do that NRS race at the end of the year because they won't be back in time.
I was looking at the logistics of that race, right? The race starts on the 18th. We can't cross the border till the 17th. That's assuming they hit 80% on the 17th. So that's not a firm date at this stage. It could be after that. So we could put all that into planning and then not be able to go. I was going to say the South Australians can go, but one of the South Australians is dead to us because he's going to be in Spain.
And the rest of us will be camping at the border crossing in tents on the night before.
So we need something, maybe there's student accommodation up that way that we can look into. I'm sure it's not just us from New South Wales wanting to go to Queensland. I'd actually hadn't even thought about that. Like it's going to be Noosa at Christmas. Yeah. But what are you going to be doing up there? Like,
I'll see you guys up there. I'll be on holiday.
Yeah.
I'll be at the beach.
You and Greta walking along the beach. Beautiful.
What do you mean? I did the chop this week. I'm back.
You did, yes. You did the chop this week. Shout, chop. I'm too scared to do the chop. There's too many strong people in Centennial Park. Every time I go in there's someone going past me again. I'm like, Christ. I'm just going to say bye-bye.
Oh.
Wow. What a use of police resources. He's there booking pedestrians and cyclists for crossing the most useless crossing where that stupid effing light rail crosses that never comes, that has no one on it. What's the latest news on your class?
Lily's class, which means preschool, has someone's got COVID in it, so Flo and Lily can't. Flo's in my class. They can't go trick or treating, so we sent a lot of stuff over there instead of going trick or treating. And I think just maybe, instead of going trick-or-treating, they could give candy out.
So yeah, we're a little bit still in limbo, what's going on there, so I'll keep kind of you guys informed with that. Last thing I'm going to say is I just can't get over how stoked I am for the guys. They've just put in so much effort, and Dylan as well. So I'm going to get them on the channel to talk about maybe how everything's played out. And do you like the background noise? How it's played out training-wise. It was great from Jesse because he worked really closely with the guys the whole time. So yeah, so if you've got some questions you'd like to ask them about the mental, the physical side of all this, all right.